This feels weird. Anyway. Have you ever considered listening to music, but the way you watch a movie, all the while being a part of it? Have you been looking for a game that you can finish in one single evening? And have you been looking for themes of love, absolute freedom, betrayal, and drugs, and what else? And friendship? Well, if so, then boy, do I have a game for you. A Musical Story is a game set in the 70s in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. The story starts when the main character abandons their boring life of a bean factory worker to, together with their band, make for the big stage of Pinewood. I won't go into detail too much because I don't want to spoil the game. It's short. Anything can be a spoiler at this point. So there are some very sweet moments in it as well. Let me just tell you that. And without spoiling much, I'm simply a sucker for themes of love, where people don't abandon you when you're going through tough times, or you make some stupid decisions and they stick by your side. It was very sweet. You'll have to see for yourself more. The gameplay is fairly simple. You either press left, right, or both. And you either have to press it or hold it, depending on the rhythm. And it is in this simplicity that you find challenge. If you miss a single note in a loop, you have to repeat the entire loop, and you keep going in loops, and you keep going in loops until you actually manage to run it 100% correctly. And let me just tell you that sometimes it can be longer, way longer than you think. So the reason why I'd get stuck quite often is very simple. It's because I have something that's called fragile male ego, meaning that whenever they would pop up on the screen, something like, oh, assistance mode activated, I would get sad and upset, so I turned it off, which is not what the devs tell you to do. So don't do that, just listen to the devs. So I'd get stuck on certain levels for like 15 minutes easily. Yeah, so unless you have 10 years of experience in Osu, I'd recommend leaving it on. That's probably a good idea. So in terms of difficulty, it starts off very mellow, very easy. And with each level, it gets harder and harder and harder until you hit the bird level. And my God, fear the birds. The birds were almost the end of me. I almost quit. They were impossible at certain points. I don't know if I got tired, if I just have absolutely no rhythm and I never realized, or if I got an aneurysm in the middle of playing the level, but my God, was it hard. It sucked. Whenever I hear the theme of that bird, I still shudder. It's bad. It was bad. And all the while, these little birds will laugh at you. They do this little giggle. And then you have to continue trying and trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing in a loop. Now, what carried the game for me was not the gameplay, it was very simple, but the vibes. Man, the vibes were there. The art style was very simple. It uses few colors, but once again, in the simplicity, you can find some absolutely fire, beautiful pictures. They didn't make me, gasp in awe or anything, but they would definitely go on the fridge. Some of them were very pretty. They remind you of simpler times. But the most important, I'm sure nobody's capable of guessing that, it was the music. The music was fire. I think they weren't overly complicated. They weren't hard to understand. It's not like there were thousands of effects and instruments and it would go crazy switching from left to right, front to back. But it was simply vibey. It was pretty. It was moving. It told a story. And yeah, it was simple, but I think it was fitting for the story. We are following a bunch of traveling musicians on a road trip and they make music with what they have. They use instruments on hand to continue creating their art. And it was very lived in, the music. It made me feel like part of the world. And I really enjoyed that. It was really nice. I'd say it's like musical storytelling. Maybe. I think. I have no idea what I'm talking about. You should not trust anything I say. Okay, let's talk a little bit about a couple of the songs that I particularly enjoyed. The first track that I'm going to talk about is titled Love at First Sight. And guess what it's going to be about, once again. Not overly hidden message. Just from the beginning, you can tell it's a conversation between two people. They are matching each other's rhythms, letting the other take control. It's two instruments representing two people that eventually become one song, which was very romantic and very moving in a certain way. And it was also the slow, sensual beat that allowed the characters to express themselves through their music. It was really nice. They are asking questions, probing, testing the grounds, testing the waters, and eventually making the move. It was like musical flirting, and I think that was very cool. I just thought it was neat. The next track was Threatening Nature, and it was also a story in a form of music. You start with the lower notes, just barely audible. It's like they're holding on. All the while, the higher notes ask you the questions of uncertainty. Then the bridge hits. I don't know if it was actually the bridge. And it's just pure regret and confusion. Who the hell is calling me? Nobody ever calls my door the moment I start recording. First time ever. Immediately. Door. Anyway, where was I? Then the bridge hits and it's just pure regret. And there's these bits that seem slightly off. And then the synths come on. And it's just these gritty, deep, buzzing sounds. They overpower the piano and just take control for a second. It was very fitting for the scene. The next song is Fighting the Crow. And Fighting the Crow is another conversation. But this time, it's a battle theme. Not even a battle theme, a battle story. Because we have the evil side, the birds, the goddamn birds. And then you've got the character that's trying to save us from the birds. And we hear those two sides bickering and fighting, putting in their own word, their own part of the song, and then moving on and switching sides. It's beautiful. The birds are still these synths, the buzzing synths. But the other side is this calm, acoustic guitar that, although calm, as I said, it's stable, it's assertive, it's pushing forward, it's asking questions, and it's telling you, don't you do it. Because that's how I felt it. Alright, and the last song that I'm going to talk about is Awakening. And Awakening is a song you're going to hear at the end. Let me just quickly say that I absolutely love when games use sounds from their environment as parts of the song. And that's the way this song starts. Because it starts with the beeping of the heart monitor. And that sets the rhythm. And the music is very slow. It's uncertain, as if struggling to reach forward. And then the drums come on. And it's like you regain confidence. You continue moving at a more stable pace. You go forward, you keep pushing. And the tempo gets faster and faster. It's more steady. It's more positive. It's like you can finally run. After all this struggle, you're free. You can go. You can do whatever you want. It's a song of triumph, I'd say. Another important factor is that there is no dialogue. The characters almost never speak. The keyboard guy says something a couple of times, and I don't know if it was French or gibberish, but what's the difference? Am I right? Anyway. So it can be a bit easy to lose focus on the story when you get so focused on the rhythm, on the music, right? You want to remember the rhythm, and then you forget to pay attention to the story, and it just escapes you. I've had that happen to me a couple of times where I got very confused because I lost my focus for a bit.
You stupid!
So to sum it up, I'd say that a musical story is a very simple game. The art style is fairly simple, the music is fairly simple, the story is fairly simple. But I mean it in the best way possible. I think that a game does not have to be complicated to be good. It uses the tropes that are well known, but it uses them well. It knows what it's doing, and it's doing it very well. It's definitely a game that I think you won't replay ever again, but you'll play it once and it might stick with you because of the themes, because of the music, or because of the art style. For me, it's for sure definitely somewhere in the back of my hand. Just hand? At the back of my head. So I'd recommend you try it. It's short, it's cheap, doesn't require a good PC. You can play it almost on anything, I believe. Why not? Give it a shot. Alright. How the hell do people do this? I wrote a script and didn't follow a single thing I wrote. I should probably go more into bullet points, huh? My god. That sucks. I was not made for making videos, huh? Ooh. Ooh. Anyway. Okay. That's all. Bye-bye. Bye now. Bye. Bye-bye.